I've shared to you. Those who are in YouTube live, okay, you can respond in the chat, right inside. Yeah, I guess now. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so quickly, can we have a brief like what we discussed in the last session? Can we have a small brief on what we have discussed in the last session, guys? Okay, so in the last session, we discussed about the loops. First of all, we completed all the loops and everything. And then we discussed about some of the ES6 new features over here. In that new features, we discussed about the REST operator, spread operator, and we discussed about the destructuring. Okay, is there any doubt in that? Is there any doubt in that? Okay, fine. So today's agenda is to complete what do you call? Let's complete over here the functions. Okay, and then we will directly jump onto the DOM. Fine. Okay, then we will directly jump onto the DOM. And for your information, guys, this Saturday you have quiz. Okay, this Saturday you have quiz. Okay, and we will write this on our announcement in the LMS also. Okay, we have this Saturday quiz. This Saturday in this quiz, it will have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All the three things will have. And Friday you don't have any class. Okay, Friday you have holiday. Friday you don't have any class, and Saturday is your test. Again, those who will come, you guys can remind of them because they will be asking us so many times. Fine. Okay, guys. So please, fine. Help. Again, I will repeat. The Friday you don't have class. Saturday uh, you have test, and test has been scheduled actually. You can check after the session. You can go and check in the LMS. The timings and everything has been given there. Okay, fine. So let's start. Timing will start with Saturday 9 o'clock to Monday before the internship start. It will be there. Okay, Monday till the Monday before the internship start. It will be there. Yes, you have to complete. Fine. Okay. So in the last session, what we discussed today, we are going to discuss the functions. Okay. Now, what are functions? See, functions are again help you to write a code which is going to repeat over and over repeat number of times. Suppose you want to do operation. Suppose you want to do addition. You want to do subtraction. You want to do multiplication and divide. Fine. But you want different values should be added. Different values should be multiplied. Different values should be subtracted, divide, and everything should be done. Correct. Different values should be done. So for every value, for every data, you will not go and write the code. That's what the function is solving as the problem. The function is telling that you don't have to write for each and every data. What you should do instead of instead of that, right inside one function or inside one block of code, you write whatever you want to do, and then provide him the data and get the data in return. Fine. What I'm telling, a block of code, inside a block of code, you write your functionality. You write whatever you want to do. Fine. You want to add. Okay, you add it. For for that block of code, you provide the value and take the value out of them. Whatever the value it is, the function is taking, function is giving you, you take that. Fine. This is what the function actually does. Fine. This is what the function actually does. So let me write over here in the JavaScript new folder 04 underscore functions. Okay, functions. Fine. Let me close everything. Index.html. Those who have not joined the LMS, please join the LMS. What can I say to them? Okay. So first of all, how to write? First of all, H2 tag, and we are learning about functions. Correct. After this, Selvam sir will send you the LMS link on YouTube and what you will go to meeting and everywhere. Fine. Just 1 second. Ah, okay. So see here, syntax of a function. What I told, it is a group, it is a block scope. Fine, it is a block scope. So what you have to write, first of all, you have to write function. You have to write let, or you can directly write um, function, function, then function name. Fine. Whatever the function name you want to write, you can write that function name. Now this will again get some parameters. Now these parameters over here will write parameters. Okay. These parameters are whatever the value function will receive. Fine. These parameters are the values or are the variables which function will receive. And then you have to write your logic, whatever the logic you want to write, whatever the logic you want to write. And then in the logic, you have to return. Either you can return something, or you can console.log also. But it's better to return something. Okay. It's better to do what? Return something. Okay. And then the function is closed. Okay. Now, when this function is closed, it will not run like this. No, it is not going to run like this. When you are going to call the function, fine. When you are doing what? You are going to call the function, that time this function should run. And if you are going to call the function, you have to write the function name. You have to write the function name first of all, and then you have to pass arguments. Fine, fancy terms, arguments over here. Arguments are the what? Arguments are the values which you want to pass to the function. Fine. Arguments are the values or the data which you want to pass to your functions. So this is what we call as a calling of a function. What we call calling of a function over here. For example, let's do for example over here. Right. So what I will do, uncomment this and uncomment this, and you can write for star forward slash commenting the whole thing. Okay. Fine. Commenting the everything. Okay. Now let's write the function. Let's write the function sum. Very, very basic example sum. This sum actually has this sum actually has a comma b as a parameter. Parameter means it this sum function needs two values. The sum function needs what? Two values. Okay. Now, what do you want to do? You can do two things. Either you can do a console.log. You can do a console.log and write a plus b. Fine. Okay. And write what? Some value. Again, you see 4 comma 5. Right. 4 comma 5. 4 comma 5. So what it will give you? It will give you 9. Fine. Or what you can do, you can return, you can return this value. Now, what happened with the return? After the returns, whatever you write, it will not work. Fine. After the return, whatever you write, it will not work. Why? Because the code execution has been finished. Once you write, fine. Once you write the return statement over here, the code execution is finished. Okay. So now here this will not give you any answer. Fine. It will give you console.log and control V. So now it will give you an answer. That is 9. That is 9 over here. So this way how the function is executing. So these are the parameters. Fine. What are they called? Parameters. And these are what 4 and 5 are what? Your arguments. These see this value over here. Wait a second. Epic pen. Fine. So see here, this value will go to A. Fine. And this value will go to B. And it will do the operation. Okay, it will do the operation. Now, one question will be arising to you, sir. What if I will write some like this? What will happen? If I'll not pass any argument to this, what will happen? Let's see what will happen. Fine. So what do? You write console.log like this and you don't write anything. So it is giving you NaN. NaN means what? NaN means what, guys? NaN means what? Not a number. Not a number. Okay. Then you would ask, sir, what if I only give only the value 4? What will be the output? Again, it is not a number. Fine. It is not a number it is giving you. Understood? What will happen? Now you will ask, sir, what if I give three values? What if I give three values? 4, 5, and 6. So it will take the first two value and it will execute it. Okay. It will take the first two values and it will execute it. Okay. Without also writing any parameters, you can use the functions. Okay. Suppose like you can use like function greet, function greet. So function greet, okay. Or one more way you can write function. You can write let greet, okay, is equal to function, fine, function curly parameter bracket, right, or parenthesis, right, and here you can write return or console.log hello, hello, how are you? Right. So this type of function, if you write, it is called function declaration. Fine. And if you're writing this type of function, it's called function expression. Now, one thing you notice over here, and this is a good thing in JavaScript, this function expression it is just treating this function as a, see here, this greet is a normal variable which is storing a function. Fine. So in this JavaScript, what happened, normal variable can store function. Functions are just a value. Fine. Functions are sometimes considered just a value. See here, if I do console.log greet, if I do a console.log greet, see, it will print me. See, it is printing me what? The function greet. It is printing me what? The greet function. Okay. Fine. This sign means it is a function. Okay. If you are going to see inside your console.log in the browser, there you will find easily. There you will see easily. We have, how we can call? You can directly call like this, greet, like this. So what it will print? It will print hello, how are you? See, it is printing hello, how are you? Simple. Also, guys, you are telling this, "Ki, sir, uh, if I send only one value, what should be the output that it is calling an error?" You can also correct it. You can you can add a default value over here. You can add like this, value 1. What now see, output of this particular thing is what? 5. This is what we can do. We can add a default value inside our parameter. Fine. If you are giving the values, fine, it's okay. The B will be getting updated. But if you are not giving any value, it will take its default value. That is 1. Okay, guys, have you written for prime numbers the homework I have given you? No need to run Coca. Don't like, don't, no need to do that. It's just for me teaching you so that I should not switch between the screens. Okay. No need to do that. Understand, guys? Any doubt? Any doubt? Anything? Okay. Next up, one more type of function is there that is called arrow function. That is called what? Arrow function over here. Okay. Now the arrow function. Okay. Here, this is very short technique of writing a function. So what you have to do, you have to just write let meet is equal to, then parenthesis one bracket, you give the arrow like this, and then if you can write directly console.log, or you can write a return let's meet. Fine. Return what? Sorry, no, return not. Let's meet. So what it will do? Okay, if I run this meet, or if I do console.log meet, and I call the function. So what it is printing? Let's meet. So what it does is that it by default it returns it. We don't have to write the return statement. We don't have to write the return statement. By default, it will return it. Okay. There is one thing over here. If you write curly bracket, then you have to write the return statement. Fine, then you have to write the return statement. And if you don't write any brackets or something, then you cannot, or you should not write the return statement. By default, it will return. But if you have, suppose, one or more lines to write inside this array, inside this, arrow function, then you can use the curly bracket, and then you can write the return statement over. So this is what we call as an arrow function. Okay. Now, guys, suppose you can write also function function uh, calculate age. Fine. Calculate age. I am giving birth here. Uh, what happened? Function calculate age. Fine. Birth year. Okay, birth year. And then what we can write? Return 2035 minus the birth year. Correct? I can write this. So what it will give me? It will give me the calculate. So here you can pass calculate age simply and see. You have to write, if we are returning, you can, if you want to print the data, you can write calculate age, return, sorry, calculate age, console.log, calculate age, and you can pass like 2000 is my birth date, so 35 will be my year. Okay, one more thing over have I want to tell you. Suppose guys, I am writing function, the sum, fine. Function sum over here, this one, and I am sending these data, 5, 6, okay, 7, 9, 8, fine, 10. Like these data, I'm sending it. Fine, but it will now give me only value between the addition between 4 and 5. The addition between 4 and 5. Okay. Now what should now one thing over here we can do. It's fine. Here we can write dot as an param. Fine. As a parameter. Okay. Now see, I will do a console.log. I'll do a console.log param. Fine. And before returning or anything, you see what it is printing. 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 array. Actually, it will take all the arrays. Fine. It will take all the arrays. It will bind it inside an array. Now, if I tell you to find the sum of everything, right? Since it is taking the spaces also, okay, I'll remove the spaces. Now it is going to, it is telling you to find the sum of all the numbers. So we'll take the params. So what we have done, we have used the rest operators. So we have combined everything inside an array. Now we can use a for loop. Fine. Now we can use what? For loop. For let I is equal to 0. Okay. I is less than what? Params dot length. Fine. Okay, param dot length. I plus plus. Okay. And then what I can do? I can write. See here. First of all, what we have to do? Sum. Okay. Sum. Fine. So let's take a variable sum over here. Let sum and initialize it to what? 0. Because we need to update this variable. See, 1 plus, sorry, 4 plus 0 will be what? 0. Then the sum value will become 4. Then 4 plus 5, because 1 by 1 only data we will get, no? 1 by 1 only data we will get. I value will store 1 by 1 value. So first of all, it will store the 0th index value, which is 4. So that 0th index value will add it with the sum 0. So 4 plus 0 will become what? 4. And then we will update the value of sum. So it will become, some value will become 4. 4. Then next time the loop will run, the I value will become what? 5. I value will become what? 5. Then the sum value will be what? 4. 4 plus 5 will be become 9. And like this, the whole for loop will run and we will get an output which is 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 10. Fine. So I'll write sum is equal to sum plus param of I. Fine. And param of I. And after this for loop, I will do what? I will tell to return sum. I'll tell to what? Return sum. So you can see we are getting the output of 40, guys. 40, 15, 4, 0, 9 over here. See how we can use the rest operator? So these are how the functions are working. Okay. Now the functions. Okay. Now over here, please listen carefully. Please here, listen carefully. Functions written, fine, functions written inside an object is called, can anybody tell me the answer? Is called, see, the purpose of arrow function is just to simply write the functions in very short manner. How to get the arrow I didn't get actually. This is because of my font. Okay. You have to write equal to and greater than symbol. Equal to and greater than symbol. Okay. Yes. Functions written inside an object are called methods. Okay. Functions written inside an object called methods. Okay. So now guys see over here. let let student, fine, one or student one, okay, is equal to, I'll write some, suppose F name I will write, fine, first name I will write, suppose it is like Kunal, okay, it is Kunal, fine, and last name I will write, suppose he is Kunal Kant, okay, last name. Then what I'll write? I'll write his birth year. Suppose his birth year is 2003. Okay, suppose his birth year is what? 2003. Because of the one integration I have used that is called Quokka, right? Quokka. That because of that integration, it is showing me the answers over here, right? Birth year. Then I will write calculate age. Okay, calculate age over here, I'll write it as a function. So calculate age, I'll write function. Okay, function, fine. In this function, you have to write 2035 minus the birth year. Okay, guys, now tell me if I write, see, I have written what? I have written a function inside an object. So what I have written? I have written a calculate age method. What I have written? I have written a calculate age method. Right? Okay. Now, guys, tell me over here, if I write student one dot calculate age, fine. And what I will do instead of 2035 minus birth year, I will return, okay, and I will write console.log control V calculate age and I will call it. Okay. Now what happened? See what is the error it is giving me. Birth year is not defined. But you see, birth year I have written. Birth year I have written. But here it is telling birth year is not defined. Can you think of any reason why? Can you think of any reason why? No, that's not the problem. No, you guys like okay, it has been used in the function, so I will use the this keyword. Why this keyword is using? Very good, Kunal. Why this keyword is used? See, birth year over here means I am searching for this birth year. Birth year will be where? Birth year will be inside our global context, global scope. If you want to access any key values, if you want to access any key values from an object, how do you write? You write object and then you write dot key value. Correct? Correct? But I have written only birth year over there. Birth year should, it will not, if I write birth year, it will not search in the object because it don't know whether object is there or not. It is searching all over other than the object. It is searching anywhere other than the object. Correct. Fine. So yes, Harshini, it should be what? Student one dot birth year. Because this is the way where we are going to access our key values, where we are going to access our key values. Okay, so it should be what? Student one dot birth year. And as soon as we write student one dot birth year, what we are getting? Student one dot calculate age, and we are getting the value 32. Fine, which is correct. Okay, I understood. Okay, sir, if you want to access any values inside an object, you must write the object name. Correct? Now, people will be thinking, sir, but here this will come now. Why you have written student one dot birth here? Yes or no, guys? You will think, sir, this will come. Why we have written student one dot birth here? But I'm telling you how the this is originated. Why we are using this? Why? WHY? Why we will use? Okay, this we are using, I know. But why we are using that this? What is that purpose? See, here we don't have a purpose of using this. Do you have a purpose? No, we don't have a purpose of using this over here. Okay, let me ask you one more thing. Fine. If I want to use the same values, student one, okay, the same key values. Yes, yes, Sanjana, that's the point now. Birth year and calculate our age are in the same object. But if you write birth year, you are not going, see, it is not going, it doesn't know. JavaScript doesn't know that, okay, you have written birth year means I have to search inside this only object. JavaScript, once you have written the code, JavaScript is going to run this code from this top one, line number one, from this line number one. And while it will keep on execution, it will come to this 42 number of line. Here it will not remember. You have written student one. From that only I have to take the birth year. That's why we have to specify. If you write, see, if I write over here, let birth year is equal to 2002. Fine. Then here, if I write birth year, it's okay. It will still give you an output that is 33. Fine, I'll take 2000 so that you can see the difference. So now here, this birth year, it is referring to another birth year which is outside of this object. Because birth year, if you write, it is going, obviously it is going to look in the other context. It is, sorry, other scope. But what makes a birth year? I want to access a birth year inside the object. So you have to specify the object over here. Student one dot birth year. Now it will tell you, okay, you want to access a birth year which is inside the student one object. This is what it means. Understood? Okay. Now can you tell me, guys? Understood? I think Srujana, Srujana, I guess. Okay. Now, what if I want to use the same things in the student two? How should I copy a student one, all the key values inside student two, guys? Okay. So you can write let student, okay, two is equal to curly bracket, and you can write dot 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 student one. And now if you do a console.log student two, you'll get the same input. See what you are getting. F name Kunal, L name Khan, and birth year 2003, calculate age, the function you are getting. Correct? So this is what we are copying a object inside different object. Okay. Now, guys, what I want to do is that I want to update my, yes, correct. That is correct. We'll come to that, Kunal. Fine, you are one step ahead. Let me teach in a flow. Okay. So student, I can write student. Let me change the birth year of student two. Student two dot birth year is equal to what I can write. Student two dot birth year. Suppose I am writing 2010. Okay. So for him it will be 25 years. Okay. 2010. And then what I'm doing a console.log, means I am doing now console.log student2 dot calculate age. What is the output? What is the output? 32. Still the output is same. What is the reason? The reason is very simple. The reason is that you have changed. See, over here you see, guys. Student2 dot birth year I have written is equal to 2010. Here you see 2010, the birth year has been updated. Correct. And over here, if I do a console.log, fine. If I do a console.log and if I show you student one, fine. So student one birth year is what? 2003. Student two birth year I have updated to 2010. See the difference? Correct. But the calculate age on both of them have what value? Student one dot birth year. Okay, this is the problem. Understood? This is the problem, that whenever we are calculating the age for any of the student, it is referring to student one dot birth year. So what we can do? We can change the function. We can rewrite the function, but that is not the optimal. That is not the optimal way. That is not the optimal way. Correct. We can rewrite the function. That is not the optimal way. How many times you will rewrite the function? Suppose student 3 is there, student 4, 1,000 students is there. How many times you will update the function? Function means what? It is one piece of code which can be used thousand, 10,000 lines times. We have written once. We need to reuse it, not again and again create a function. So here, what we should do, here we should write one keyword is there that JavaScript is giving us that is called this. Now, see, and until unless we have not written anything, it was coming 32 and 32. As soon as we have written the this keyword, the value of this changed, the value of this also changed. Yes, see, values have changed. What now over here, see the use of this key, the use of this key. Again, if you want to create a new student, student number 3, you don't have to rewrite a function because there is a this keyword. This keyword means what? This keyword will point towards the object that is being calling. That is the definition of the this in the object. This keyword will point towards the object who is calling. Now, if I have told you that, you'll never understand. What is the what point? Why cannot I see that? Now you can see. See here, student two was calling. Correct. So now when the student two is calling, the this keyword will point towards student two. Means it is rewritten as return statement, return 2035 minus student two dot birth here. It is written like this. This keyword is replaced by student two. When student one was calling, it was written as a student one dot birth here. And subsequently, if student 3, 4, 5,000 student will call, this keyword will replace its value with that particular object. That's why we are calling that this keyword will point towards that particular object. Understood? Now here people memorize it. If you want to use anything inside anything, f name, l name, birth, anything you want to use inside a function, use this keyword. No, you don't have to use this keyword until and unless you want to use that function multiple number of times. Understood, guys? Similarly, similarly, I can write one more function. Full name. In the full name, I can write function, and I have to return I have to return f name plus space plus l name. Is this correct? Is this correct? Nobody is replying. What? What happened? Not able to understand. Not able to understand what, guys? No replies in the YouTube. At least you can reply understood or not in the go to meeting. Getters and setters, no. I'll not explain that. Yes, yes, yes. You have to use this dot f name and this dot l name. Correct. Now you will understand why we are using this. Because l name means last name. Right? Because you have to use this function number of times. And and the method only are written once. The method are only written once. They are executed multiple number of times. Now here I can write console.log student1 dot full name. Fine. So you'll get Kunal Khan. Okay. And I can I can change the student to value, student2 dot f name. I can change it to something like Manoj. Fine. Manoj. Okay. And over here I can write, see, student2 dot full name. Manoj Khan. Kunal Khan. Manoj Khan. This is what this keyword do. I hope you understood, guys. Fine. What next? After this keyword. Shallow copy and deep copy. Okay, I can make you understand. But before that, I have to tell what is the call stack and what is heap. Understood, Kamal Kant? Yes, this means it will point towards the object which has been called, which is calling that this keyword. We can have, function returning another functions also. We can have function function returning another function. Now, how does this work? Okay. So what we can do, I write const, suppose again greet and meet has been now. Okay, I'll modify the greet one. Fine. Okay. So function greet, I've written function. Then I can over here you can write greeting as a parameter. What greeting you want to see? Greeting as a parameter, and then in return, you can write one more function. Means this function will return one more function. Okay, with the name, and then you will write return console.log, or you can again write a return statement console.log. Fine. Backtick dollar curly bracket greeting greeting sorry, greeting dollar curly bracket name. Fine. Dollar curly bracket name. Okay. So over here you have to write console.log You have to write greet. Fine. You have to write greet, and then you have to write like good morning. So good morning over here. Okay. So what it will return? Greet, and I'm writing good morning. What it will return? It is going to return me this function. This function, which is now expecting a value of name and the greeting. So now it is going to accept name. So I will write this again. I will write a parenthesis, and I write a name called Rohit. Right. So now it is going to print me good morning, Rohit. This is called function returning a function. Okay. Function returning a function. Okay. Function calling a function is called what? Callback functions. Function calling a function is called what? Callback functions. Okay, there is a concept of higher order functions and the callback function. Now, callback functions you will always listen, fine, because in most of the methods we are writing the callback functions, which means a function is calling that function. Okay, a function is calling the another function. A method is actually calling that function. So that's what we call as a callback function over here. Any doubt, guys? That is a syntax given by the JavaScript. That's why we are using that dollar sign. That is a syntax provided by JavaScript only. Okay, the this keyword actually, the this keyword over here, okay, this keyword in JavaScript actually in objects, not only on objects, that this keyword can be used inside functions and different. So let me show you what they all do. Okay, this keyword in JavaScript, where is that link? See guys, the this keyword alone, this keyword refers to what? Global object. Okay, now you don't know what is global object. I'll show you. Right? Once we'll start our DOM, I'll show you what is global object. For now, you just remember, okay, something related to browser. Right? Something related to browser. In a function, this refers to a global object. Yes. In a function also, if you write the this keyword, it is referring to that global object. In a function, if you write in the strict mode, that this keyword is undefined. Fine. If you in a function, if you are writing the strict mode, okay, where do you will write a strict mode? See, where do you will write a strict mode over here? So any function you can take, any function, suppose this is the function, greet and meet. Over here, after this, you will write use strict. Fine. Inside double quotes, you'll write use strict. So this is what a function in a strict mode. Fine. This is what we call as a function in a strict mode. So this time the this keyword will point towards undefined. This keyword is what? Undefined. Okay. In an object method, this refers to an object. Fine. This refers to what? An object. In an event, now event we have not discussed. Okay, we'll discuss that also. This refers to an element that received the event. Fine, we'll come to that thing. Methods like call, apply, and bind can refer this to any object. Means if you want this keyword to be changed, then you can use this type of methods, call, apply, bind method. You want to tie this keyword with another function that you can do it with the call, apply, and bind method. Fine. So see over here, this same function, the same examples also it has been given about this keyword inside an object. Okay. Now, what I was telling that in a strict mode, if I write console.log this, fine, you see it is coming what? Undefined. Okay. If I comment it out, you see it is written something global. I'll tell you, show you right now what is global, but see here it is written global. Okay. So global actually it represents the whole browser actually. Fine. Okay. So see, now in JavaScript, it's okay. You can use the use strict. Okay, if use strict inside a function, you cannot use it. Fine, it's all depend on you. But in the React, what happened? It is inbuilt. Fine, the use strict is inbuilt. So no need. Okay, there's no need. So that's why you will see most of the code, whatever the React and people are writing, they don't use the use strict one. It's only for JavaScript. Okay. So what we have covered in the JavaScript till now, guys, right? We have covered in the JavaScript, we have covered first of all data types, then statements, loops, and functions, right? And arrays, objects, we have seen how to write and how to access and everything we have seen. So is there any doubt? Yes, you can use strict, Balaji. There. Up to here, any doubt? Now, because I'm asking, because now we will move on to see where this JavaScript is used. Now up to here, we are only uh, writing numbers, we are writing strings, and we are writing everything. But where this JavaScript is used, how this JavaScript is helping inside our website. In the console.log, I'm printing either a prime number or a even number. Fine. We are doing that till now. How this JavaScript is going to help us in our website, that we are going to discuss. So that's why I'm asking, is there any doubt over here up to here? Musical vibes, where he is. Today he didn't came. Fine. Uh, if you are not using this keyword inside a function, then no need of use strict. Okay. If you want, you can use it. And it's good choice if you can use the use strict method. Fine. Let's go to our DOM. Okay, let's go to our DOM. What is a DOM, first of all? Let's hear that. What is a DOM? So, DOM full form is Document Object Model. Fine. Document Object Model. The HTML we are writing, guys, if you have seen what we are writing on the top, doc type means what? It is a document. Fine. What we are writing in the top, doc type, which is a document. So from there, the document is coming, document, and then this whole thing, fine, this whole thing is converted into this JavaScript and everything. Actually, the JavaScript is all about object. Everything inside the JavaScript is what? Object. Everything, even arrays, even arrays, fine. Arrays are a special type of object, but at the end of the day, At the end of the day, it's all object over here. So document means HTML, object over here, object, and then they are modeled. Fine. So what does C? In the document, you have tags. Those tags are represented as nodes. Fine. And we have what? DOM tree. Now, why they are represented node? What is the work of this DOM tree? Okay. See, if you want to do some, like, if your father tells you to do some work, what they will tell? His son, please do this work. Or he will call you by the name, like Rohit, please do this work, or anything, any name, whatever your name it is. Correct? So what he is giving you, he is telling your name and he is telling to do such work. Now, if you want to make your website work, you have to always use the name. You have to use the name. Now, name over here in our what you call HTML, we have elements. Now, elements means all the elements. Correct. Elements means all the elements. So we have tags, names. Correct. So I can take one tag, or I can select one tag, or I can say select one tag, and I can make him to do such things. This is what DOM does. What you have to do, you have to select an element, select a tag, and means not a tag, basically an element, the whole tag and the content. And you want to do something on that. That's what the DOM does. Document, object, model. And those elements are represented in as a node inside the DOM tree. DOM tree tells you which component you have, which node or which element you have selected, who is the parent of that element. Fine. Actually, what happens? See, listen carefully. This DOM tree is constructed because browser understand this thing. Browser, what it does, it creates the DOM tree and then it's does all the JavaScript things. All the JavaScript things it will do. Fine. Because with the DOM tree, it understands, okay, who is the parent of whom, where, what type of tag you have written inside where. In the body, what you have written, in the head tag, what you have written, what type of configuration you want. So on all the configuration need to do, the browser, fine, our browser is converting this particular our whole HTML CSS to our DOM, and then it is doing all its work. Fine. So we are reading this DOM because we want to do some operation, some things with particular elements. So DOM is giving us a way to select the elements, manipulate those elements, and display those elements. What there three steps are there in the DOM. You have to select the element. First of all, you have to manipulate, means do work, whatever the work you want to do. Whatever the work you want to do, that work you do. And then if it is not displayed, you display it. If it is displayed, it's okay. Fine. Selection, manipulation, and updation. Sorry, viewing. This is what DOM complies of. Okay. So if I have written over here, see, if I have written over here this whole document, now see how the DOM tree is going to be created. So first of all, the first tree is what? Document. The first tree is what? Document. Okay, first thing. Before that also, one more document is there that is called window. I'll show you what is window. After window, we have document. After document, see, we have two, after document, sorry, we have what? HTML. Just see the tags. Then we have two things. If you remember, we have head and we have body. We have head, we have body. In the head, what we have? We have one meta tag, we have two meta tag, and we have one title. In the body, what we have? We have an h2 tag, we have a script tag. This is how a DOM tree is created. Okay, this window over here represent global object. And this document over here represents our document, our HTML document. With functionalities or properties, I can say. And these are the simple tags. That I cannot say how much JS is left. Okay. It's all depend on how the responses we are getting. If suppose people didn't understand DOM, then again I have to tell. Then again one more day it will take. I know you know everything. Have patience. That's what I can say. Okay, fine. Okay. Now new folder. Let's create a new file over here. And let's create an index.html over here. Okay. Before that, let me do one thing. Okay, I have written everything over here. Okay. Index.html like this. Okay. Now see guys. Learning DOM. Fine. Now see over here. Script tag. Okay. Script tag. And let's open this. Go live. So it is opening this. Inspect over here. Okay. And in the console, okay, reload it. Okay. In the console, you write console.log window and press enter. And you tell me what you are seeing. You can see a whole lot of things. So many things. Get params, alert, if you remember, alert, window.alert. Okay. Window.alert. Alert is a method, fine, of a window object. Alert is a method of a window object. That's why you were writing window.alert. And then you are passing any values. So whatever the pop-up it is getting in the browser, it's because of window.alert. Understood? So alert is a method of a window. Fine. And so many things are there. So many things are there. Clear interval cache. What does this represent? This is called the global object. You see all the functionalities over here. And in this functionalities, you will find something called as document. You'll find something called as document. And if I put my cursor on the document, my whole left hand side, my whole page is getting blue because it represents my left hand side, my document, my HTML, what I have written. Document is a part of window object. Window object is the like all the functionalities of the browser, of this Chrome browser, all the functionalities what our browser has provided to us. Everything is there. Every properties, every function, everything is there. Now the window is so common that now okay, fine. That I'll discuss later. See here, document. If I click on the document, see what it is showing. If I click on the document where it is, see, it is representing my whole elements, whatever the documents I've written over here. See, I'll go to now, I will click on this document and you see location, it is telling me from where I am actually accessing my JavaScript. Fine. All the location, active element, which is my body, all the things, HTML collection, ancestors, body. See, body, this is the body. See, I put my cursor over here, it is a body. Child node, children, everything, every details it is coming in the document object. Everything is coming. And these on, close, on, cancel, these are all what functionalities. Functionalities it is. Fine. Okay. And you can see a very, very big object it is. Fine. So what we can do, you can also check window you have checked, console.log. You can check window.object. Oh, sorry, window.document. Window.document. So see, if I put a cursor and see, it is giving me document and then all those things, HTML head and body tag in a in a short manner. Okay. If you want to see all the functionalities, you can write console.dir directory. Fine. Console.dir windows.document. So you will see all the functionalities and properties and everything. Fine. Now, Windows.document was so common that what the creators has done, the creators has tell that if you log console.log or if you write console.dir document also, I will show you window.document because window is everything. Window is your browser, and in the browser only we are writing the code. So no need of writing window.document or window.anything. You can write directly the document. The document now will be the starting point. Okay, so that's why in the alert, no need to write window.alert. You can use alert. You can write alert and you can write anything. Fine. So like this in the script tag, you can write alert and you can write hello. Fine. So it will print you. It will give you hello. And if you write window.alert, no problem. Same output. Same output. Any doubts up to here, guys? Understood? Now, suppose I'm telling you ki what you have to do, make this as when I click on this or huh, when I click on this DOM or when I click on button, let's create one button over here. Let's create one button over here. When I click on this button, okay, what should happen? Learn DOM should become yellow in color. It shows undefined. What it is showing undefined, Prachiti? See, what I'm telling that if you click on this button, okay, that's the user what interaction, correct? If you click on this button, the learn DOM should become yellow in color. That's what I want. The command. Fine. So first of all, see, first of all, what we have to do in console, you have written document dot sorry console dot dir. Check the spelling. Okay. So sorry. So first of all, what we have to do in order to make an interaction with the element with the anything, I have to do what? We have to click over here and this value should change. This value should become yellow in color or blue, whatever color. Color should change. Correct. So what I told, first of all, what you have to do, you have to select that element. Fine, you have to select that element. So in order to select that element, we have several methods. Fine. We have several methods. In that, one method is, so see how I will write that. I will write let heading is equal to document because we are going to access this document. So you can write also this thing window window dot document dot get element by. See, now you have so many ways. Get element by name, get element by class name, get element by ID, get element by tag name. Fine. So many things are there. You can also write query selector, query selector all. So I will write, suppose I'm writing query selector and I'm writing the value h1. Query selector, it helps you to select that h1, not h2. We don't have h1, we have h2. So query selector is helping me to select any element. Okay. And then what I'm going to tell, see console.log, I'm writing heading. Fine. So what it is giving me, see here it is giving me h2. Here it is giving me what? All the properties of h2. Correct. Either you can write like this or you can write directly document dot query selector. Fine. And it will again give you the same output. See H2, the whole element we have selected. Okay. Now, inside this, what you want to do, you want to color the content. Now, what you have is that you have the tag, you have the content and the closing tag. In that, you just want to color the content. Okay. So what I can write over here, see, I can write uh, heading, heading dot inner text. Now, see, three things are there. Two things are there, inner text and inner HTML. If you want to access an HTML inside an HTML, then you can go for inner HTML. If you want to access the text as a content, you can write inner text. Fine. You can write what? Inner text. Fine. Okay. Then or you can write heading dot content. Oh, sorry. Okay. Inner text you write first of all. Or see, text content also the same thing. Inner text and text content are same thing. Fine. So heading dot inner text and this what it will give you. See. Okay, I have done what? Console.log heading dot text content. So it is giving me this value. Now we are getting learning DOM. We are getting learning DOM. Now what I want to do in that, I want to add a style. So heading dot text content, I want to add a style in this. Fine. Yes, yes, correct. Fine, understood. Heading dot text content, what it is doing. Okay. Now I can write heading heading dot style dot color is equal to yellow. Fine. So now what will happen? See, it will become yellow. Now yellow is not visible. I will make it what? Blue in color. Fine, blue in color. See, it will become what? Blue in color. Fine, very easy. It is becoming what? In blue in color. Now what I did, I added the style. This was an attribute. So it will be inside. See, over here, if you go now, do console.dir heading. Every component or every element over here will have a property called style. And this style will have everything, whatever the styles you are giving to any component, this have everything. Now that's what I have changed. See, this h2 is what? A big object. This h2 is what? A big object. This h2 we selected, that is heading. Inside the heading we selected style. So inside this heading, which is represented by this h2, we have selected what? Style, which is again one of the key of our h2 object. So style we have select, fine. And then inside the style, what I have selected? Color. What I've selected? Color over here. Okay. That is again a document, again an object inside the style. Fine. An object inside an object. Fine. So the color over here, and I made it what? Blue. I made it what? Blue. You can write it red. It will not work over here. Okay. You can write it red with the help of JavaScript. So everything we are doing over here is with the help of JavaScript. See, heading.style.color. Inside the heading, we have to access the style. Inside the style, we have to access what? Color. That I made blue. Now, I want to do the same thing, but with a click of a button. I want to do the same thing, but with a click of a button. I want to do that also. You can do very easily. Fine. So what you have to do? You have to again select the button. Yes, you have to select what? Button. So you can, how to select a button? Can you tell me? Document dot query selector, and you will write button. So this will help you to select the button. This is going to help you select the button. Correct? Button dot add event listener. Okay. What is this event listener? See, whatever you do on a particular tag or an element, you click, you drag your mouse over them. Those are called events. Fine. You click on the particular button, that is an event. You drag your mouse over a text, that is an event. You move your mouse from position A to position B, that is also an event. You click on, you type something with the keyboard, that is also an event. You see, if you click on escape button, how the Moodle window is getting closed. Something, if you are deleting something, you press on escape button, it got cancelled. Because with the escape button, we actually we actually got an event. So everything you do on a website contributes to an event. Fine. And we have a method which is listening to these events, which called as an add event listener. Fine. Add event listener. You have to add a event listener. Okay. What type of event listener just now we did? What type of event listener we did now? We did we did event. What type of event we did? We did see so many events are there. Can you see so many events are there? A bot is an event. Fine. Click is an event. Close is an event. Copy is an event. Cut, drag, BB, copy. So many events are there. Paste, submit, so many. In this, what we did, we click. Fine. In this click, what should happen? Now you have specified what type of event. Now you have to specify what it should do. Okay. See, add event listener, it is written. You have what type of event, then you have to write the listener, like what event it should occur. So what it should happen? The heading style should be changed. So now you have to write a callback function like this. Either you can write like this or you can write a function. What should happen? A callback function you have to write, which is representing what you want to do when it should click, when we should click a button. Right? And now when you go over here, okay, and just comment this out for now. So now it will become black in color. And you click on this, see it become blue. Click on this, it become blue. User interaction, guys. You achieved your first user interaction in a website with the help of DOM. And see, I have written nothing. I've written just objects. Just objects I've written. Is this understandable? Are you able to understand? Any doubt, guys? What bouncer over here? Musical vibes. What is the bouncer over here? What term you didn't understand? You tell me. Okay. So what we will do, we will tomorrow we will do 10 examples on this DOM. Yes, 10 examples, and that will clear everything about DOM. Fine. So be ready with that. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, so I will repeat what we have discussed. Okay, so what we discussed is that first of all, document. What is document first of all? So document represents our HTML. Then we have query selector. We have so many selectors actually. we have select by ID. Means if you have written ID over here, if you write ID over here, you can select with the help of ID also. So suppose ID head I have written, fine. So here you can write query selector h2. Instead of that, you can write get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID. Fine. If you have written class, so it will be written get element by class name. Okay. Now see here fundamental difference. Okay. Just just over here, see one thing. Uh, Very fundamental difference. Maybe you have noticed, maybe you have not noticed. Can you see? On one it is written element, on the other it is written elements. Why it is written so? Very fundamental difference. After DOM, I think we will go for promises and fetching thing. Can you think of any why it is written on get element by ID, get elements by class name? Can anybody think? See, IDs are what? Unique. Yes, Prachiti. IDs are unique. We cannot assign the same ID value to any other element. So always IDs are unique. That's why it has been written element, single element. Whereas you can add in one element, you can add as much as classes, and you can use multiple classes in a same element. That's why it has written elements by class name, because same class name can be used for different elements, different elements. So that's why when we select, it will select elements. When ID, we will, with the help of ID we are selecting, it will select one element. So okay, now tell me, if I console.log heading, and if I do console.log this heading 2, okay, this heading 2, and okay, here now first of all I've written wrong. Here actually you have to write the heading with a hash, sorry, here you have to write the name. So that is head. Fine. That is head. And here in the class name, you have to also write the name. So whatever the name it is that you have to write. Okay. That no H2 will be not there. Heading, head, and the class names you have to write. Okay. What I was telling? Huh. So this heading will have what data, and this heading 2 will have what data? Heading 2 will have multiple data. Heading will have single data. So heading will be represented as an element, whereas heading 2, if it is storing multiple data, in what ways the multiple data can be stored? In what ways the multiple data can be stored? Arrays or objects. So heading 2 will be always coming as arrays. Fine. Because we can have multiple class names. Yes. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you guys. You can leave the session. Hope you have a great night. Tomorrow we'll meet and do all the 10 examples on DOM applications. Thank you. And whatever we have discussed, you can repeat, you can watch, you can learn more on that. Right? So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. You can leave the session. Thank you. After DOM, I told now fetch promises. API call it basically. Thank you, thank you. Friday's holiday for you. After finishing promises and all, then we can jump onto React. After completing React, we will jump onto the project. Okay, this is the timeline. And in the project, I will teach there only. I will teach you how to write backend, and not backend will not going to discuss in detail. There I will teach you how to write the backend, and that's why we have taken the easiest backend what we can do. Right, so that you can have all. See, this internship will give you the path what you should follow to become a web developer. Our intention is to not get very deep knowledge of anything. Just take a path because timeline is not there. That much time we don't have. Anyone has any doubt, they can ask. Thank you, Musical Vibes and Priya Upadhyay and I think Athira 45. And Naren, thank you, Naren, Shubhashri. See, because of this question only, I have written. I have told you that I will help you to write backend. Again, you are asking, but why MERN if backend is not there? Backend, backend. I told what I'm telling. I'm not teaching you in the depth, but I'm telling you what to write. Here also, so many concepts you only told is missing. I should teach how JavaScript also works. But is that there is not that much time. Again, after 2 weeks, no, you will only serve. Sir, when the internship is getting over, I have to take the certificate. I have to show it in the. Then what I will do then? Okay, fine. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. You can leave, guys.